And then they start trying to figure out ways to please you, ways to make you happy, ways for you to like them. Because sometimes kids will say, well, you know what? I didn't think that my parent liked me, or I didn't think that my parent liked me unless I was doing this. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. It's Coach Nyla, one of the founders of Outstanding Muslim Parents. And in this video, I want to pretty much talk about and maybe give some tips about what we should do when we are giving our child the impression that they're not good enough. So, and we do that. We tend to do that as parents. If we really are honest with ourselves and look at how we interact with our child or our children, we can see that there are some things that we may do that can get our children to start questioning if we like them the way they are, if they are good enough for us. Are they good enough, period? And if we don't show them or tell them or explain to them that they are good enough the way they are, then that can cause some problems later on in life. I'm not stating that we do not correct them when they are wrong or when they make a mistake, or that, we discipline them or we not discipline them when they do something out of character or that type of thing. I'm not stating that. I'm stating that their natural personality, possibly how they look, certain things that they like some type of creativity and these different things like that, that we're not showing them that that's important to us, that we know that that's a part of them. And we do appreciate that. We can have a child that's outspoken, right? Let's give an example. You have this child that's outspoken that will not let, anything go past them or come their way without questioning it, without asking questions, without trying to seek the answers for it. And sometimes it's like, okay, why are they asking questions so much? They're so annoying. I don't know if you ever said that about your kids. I don't know. You're a parent. You didn't say that about your kids, that your kids are annoying. I get it. I didn't say that about my children either. But there are some times when I can say, okay, baby, please leave me alone for a second. Or why are you asking so many questions? And sometimes the way we respond to that, if we respond to that in a way that shows that we are annoyed by them, because we may not say it verbally, but physically it can look that way. We can say, oh, why don't you just leave me alone? Or why you have to ask so many questions? Or because I said so, or because it just is. When we talk like that to our children, after a while, they say, well, why am I coming to them for that? Or, man, am I annoying? Are they bothered with me? Do they like me? Maybe they don't like me, and I don't know how to be anything else. And then they start trying to figure out ways to please you, ways to make you happy, ways for you to like them. Because sometimes kids will say, well, you know what? I didn't think that my parent liked me, or I didn't think that my parent liked me unless I was doing this. So when I started doing the things that they really liked for themselves, then they seemed to have interest. Then they seemed to show that they cared about me. But when I was doing these things, the things that I actually really like to do, they didn't show as much interest. As that confidant, we have to look at our children and look at them as individuals. Yes, they're part of us. They're, our offspring. But they have their own ideas, their own likes, their own dislikes. As I stated before, it doesn't mean that they don't need our guidance. We may be able to see things so much further than they do, and see the things that benefit them, that may benefit them in the future that they don't see. And it may be a certain way we want them to go about it, and we want them to handle it. And sometimes when we push a little too hard, we start to break the bond between parent and child. If we push too hard in the way that we want things, we start to show them that what they thought about it or what they think about doesn't really matter. Now, I can go and say this over and over again, and I keep reiterating and repeat myself, stating that That I'm not saying that we just let them go about their merry way and we just like everything that they do. And we don't guide them, or we don't tell them when they're doing wrong, or when they need to fix an attitude, or how they spoke about something. Maybe they should have did it with more poise, with more finesse. That's the coach in us. We should be able to tell them those things. But there are ways to do it. And there are better ways to do it that are much better than it's my way or no way, or my way or the highway. So it made me think about this television personality, I guess if you want to call him that, when I was growing up, by the name of Fred Rogers. He had a show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And I spoke a number of times, and I speak a number of times about a spinoff of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood that my children watch, which is called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. And there are a lot of good lessons to be learned in those shows. It's a very good show. Even though it's not a Muslim show, it's not like Omar and Hannah or the One for Kids things or Little Explorers or anything like that. However, the morals, the lessons, the teachings are there. It's beautiful. And of course, we should know that knowledge is for the believer. So regardless of how it comes, whether it comes from an Islamic source or from a person who is not Muslim or who does not study Islam, but the morals and the principles are there, then the lessons are still to be learned. The lessons are still there. So I just had to let that be known, because sometimes we get so caught up and become more Islam than Islam. And we have issues of things that did not come from or directly from a Muslim source. And Mr. Rogers did not. However, all knowledge, that good knowledge, that beautiful knowledge, that beneficial knowledge, that is from Islam. Even though the people who may have put it out there do not know that yet. But when it comes down to it, these shows are they're very good. They're very inspiring. They're very enlightening. And Mr. Rogers was well known for putting out that message, that theme of it's you I like. I like you just the way you are. And even with the animated spinoff of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, that's what Daniel Tiger says at the end of the episodes. He says, because it's you I like, because it's you I like. And it's a beautiful thing, because kids need to hear that, because they start to feel like they're not liked. And if they don't feel like they're not liked by their parents, then they start to feel some type of way. They start to wonder what's wrong with them if they don't hear it. Now, we can feel it all day long as parents, but if we do not show that to our children, for whatever way, shape, for whatever reason, it still causes issues. It will cause self-esteem issues. It will cause image issues. It will cause bonding issues, because they will not know how to bond with you. They will not know how to come to you about things that they may need to come to you with, because if they feel that they're unliked, they're not liked or unloved, then it's like, why could I trust somebody, or how can I trust somebody with my feelings if I don't feel that they like me? They don't like what I like. They don't like the things I do. I can never be right. I can never get this right. I'm not enough. So we as parents, as confidants, have to look at our children and look at the things and be observant of the things that they do, the things that they are into, the creativity that they express, and look at that and find ways to encourage those good things. Find ways to even encourage the difference. Like you may have a extreme extrovert and you may be this introvert. Or you have other children who are introverted and you have this extrovert. Or you have these extroverted children and you have this introvert who just loves to read all the time. Instead of it being like, well, why can't you be more like your brothers? Why can't you be more outgoing like your brothers or your sisters or something like that? It's like, wow, you're very studious. Or I like the way that you can entertain yourself. What are you reading? Just finding out certain things about them. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with, your corner? What do you like to do? Or it doesn't have to be a corner, like their little space. Sometimes people just have their space and children do the same. But you want to also make sure that you are paying attention because sometimes the isolation can be something more serious than them just being an introvert and them just wanting to have their own alone time. So we also have to be aware of that as well. But we do have to be aware of pushing our ideas on them. Not saying that we shouldn't, because there may be some benefit, and there usually is benefit to the things that we know that they do not yet know. I told you guys I'm working with my new mouth, so work with me when I'm stumbling over a few of my words. But when it comes down to it, we want to make sure that they understand that we love them and we like them the way they are and the way they are growing. And to be able to encourage that, to be able to praise them, and meaning celebrate them for the accomplishments that they do, for the learning that they've experienced, for the growth that they have shown, even if it may be different from the way we may have done it. So make sure you let your children know by action and by words that you like them and you want them to grow and be fulfilled and be well-rounded. And you will be there for them as their coach and confidant every step of the way, because it's them that you like. Hope you guys got some good information from this video. Make sure you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting, especially with your children, on a higher level every single day. Until next time, I'm Coach Nyla, and I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace. I'm Coach Nadir.
And I'm Coach Fatima.
And I'm Coach Nyla.
And we are the founders of Outstanding Muslim Parents. I want to introduce you to something that you may be interested in because you seem like a proactive parent already just by the video we interrupted. All right. And that's called the OMP Inner Circle. That's where we all train deep dive into parenting. So whether that's the first stage of children up to 7 years old, or 8 to preteen in the second stage, or of course the teenagers and young adults in the third stage, we deep dive with the 3 C's as well as the 3 E's. So what our members get every single month, all of our students, they get brand new training every single week. That includes downloadable audios, downloadable worksheets, so you can deep dive into it. And of course you have our personal email addresses as well. However, every single month, we have a live Q&A for all of our students. So we go to answer the questions or deal with different challenges and things that they may be dealing with parenting, because we know it's an ongoing struggle. Just us, here being parents of 12 children.
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, I want to congratulate you on being proactive.
And make sure you click the link below in the description, and we'll let you get back to the video. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
Peace.